Hi everyone! It's finally here. We have our brand new BB27 cast. In today's video, we are going to be talking all things about the new cast. We're going to go through and watch some of their interviews that they did pre-season with Sharon Tharp. You can also see these full interviews on Sharon's YouTube page. So you are going to get my live reaction to meeting these house guests for the very first time. All I have seen so far is just their photo, their age, and their names. I have been avoiding social media all day today so that I could do this video in this way. So you're gonna see my initial thoughts, feelings, reactions, and then later on in the video, I'm gonna come back after I've watched even more interviews. Like I'm gonna go watch RHAP and different things like that, and then we'll come back and I'm gonna give you who I think is a really strong contender this year, who I think is giving first boot energy. And then we're also going to go over whether I got a BB Bingo cast reveal day bingo or not. So it's going to be a fun video. It's going to be jam-packed, and honestly, I'm just excited to dive in. I can't wait a second longer to go watch these interviews, so let's freaking go. Okay, Adrian is going to be our first house guest that we watch the interview for. So he's obviously a super fan.
I make my own slop. I won't tell them I slept on the floor to train for the have-not room. I won't tell them I built my own balance beam comps, my own wall comp like that. Freaking slept on the floor. I did every single possible. I've trained for
and
comps.
Like he's just rambling. He's just saying the same things over and over again, but he's also saying nothing. He's definitely giving super fan that's gonna go in and play too hard. That's 100% the vibe I'm getting.
Trained to beat this game in all three aspects: the social, the strategic,
There's
and
just
the
like
physical.
no clear, like it's just word vomit consistently, but also not the most clear answers. It's just a lot of circling around like buzzwords.
I'm a great listener and observer,
That's
and I think
probably
I
the
really make
greatest
people
answer
feel
he's
seen and
given to
heard.
any of this, is that he's a good listener and can make people feel like they're seen and heard. That's now he's almost like contradicting everything that he was saying before when he was coming in real hot. Which is kind of like my biggest concern about him. He's just all over the place.
Like, I don't think I've ever seen anyone analyze the game like I have. And
Claire says hello. Again, I just think that he is coming in with what he thinks is a plan, but it's not a well laid out plan. And I'm hoping for his sake that him being able to explain himself is going to improve when he's maybe not so nervous, because I know this was like last week on media day that they would have recorded all of this. So, you know, hopefully he's had some time to chill a little bit and he'll be a little bit more reserved so that he can actually explain his points a little clearer. Because if you think you're going to go in there and manipulate a bunch of people and be a really strategic player, but you can't communicate well, it's not going to work out for you. I'm sorry to tell you, but it's just not going to work. So that was Adrian. Okay, up next we have Amy.
I'm Amy Bingham.
She is very shiny.
I'm gonna have a girls' alliance.
Here we go with an all-girls alliance.
Hopefully we get good girls in the house
event
that are able to do a girls' alliance.
Don't worry.
I'd be so down for a showmance if the
She's
right
done for a showmance.
showmance partner was in the house. But my son
Being a girl's girl is great. However, it does not... The girls' alliances do not work in the Big Brother house, 100%. There's a reason it's never worked. Okay, so number one thing I have to say is her cast photo that they released this morning does not do her justice. She looks way prettier on this video, 100%. As far as the answers that she was giving, it was really bland, really boring, really basic. It seems like the only knowledge she probably has is from last season. And you know, there was a really big misconception last season about how a certain number of women have never made it to the end and different things like this, and it was not true. Has there ever been a truly successful all-girls alliance? No. But there have been women who have, whether they were on opposite sides of the house or working together or not, there's been women that have made it to the end. It wasn't until season 18 that a woman won over a man sitting in the final 2 chairs, but we had female winners before that, but they were sitting next to other women. So and the other reason I'm saying it seems like she probably only knows about last season is because her most standout moment was something from last season. And last season was good, but she didn't even name some of the craziest parts of last season. So it's like, a lot of her answers just seem to be that she's like going to rely on her personality. That's not strategy. So good luck. You seem nice. We'll see how it goes for you. All right, we're moving on to Ashley. She is one of the people that was in that commercial that was leaked over the weekend.
And so it feels surreal to be in the diary room, spilling tea with you. Because there can only be one showmance if there is one, and it would be...
Open to a showmance? Ugh. That's maybe the only, negative thing so far.
Oh, for sure. I'm never going to reveal that I'm an attorney.
I mean, I don't know anyone that's been an attorney that came in and said they were an attorney. They always lie about it. If someone knows Big Brother After Dark, they're a fan.
Even Andy, which, I mean, maybe to some people that's controversial.
Call out.
But I thought Andy's social game was excellent. He played both sides of the house so much to the point where neither side even knew.
Okay, so far out of the 3 that we've watched, she is definitely my favorite. I really like all of the things she was saying about building social capital early on in the game and then kind of focusing on comp wins and things like that mid to late game. I think that is a solid, somewhat strategy going in that's not too solidified, so any kind of twists and things won't necessarily throw you completely off kilter. One thing that I will say is she was talking in one of those parts of the interview about her emotional maturity and the control she has over her emotions. We have actually heard a lot of people say that in the past, and people just don't understand what that pressure cooker is like inside the Big Brother house. So we'll see if that actually holds true. If so, what she said about that and how she plans to not react at all in any certain moments and to just keep information to herself until she wants to share it, like at the opportune time. Very smart. It's just very hard to do that in this house. So hopefully she's right and she's capable of doing it, because that would work out really well for her. But so far, out of the 3 that we've seen, she is the strongest one so far. Up next we have Ava. She's an aura painter. I did not pay any attention to anyone's occupations earlier. Just name, age, and their photo. But I was talking to a friend and I was like, hey, the cast was released today, and I feel like a lot of them look really eccentric. Looks like a lot of them could be like artists or something. I want to see if this is the girl that I think it is, because I really don't remember.
I am broke as hell, and I will do whatever it takes to win that.
The broke people fight hard for this game. So
at times get the better of me, and I am known for not taking crap.
Guess what? I love someone that needs the money, is emotionally unstable, and doesn't take anyone's crap.
No, absolutely not. There is no showmance in the cards. Number 1, I have a boyfriend. Number 2, all the guys I like could not pass the background check to get in here.
Oh my god.
She's funny.
Big Brother is such a success. At least for me, I know
I like her answer to this question, but why are they asking this question? It's kind of like an odd preseason interview question to ask why Big Brother is successful. Okay. So anyways, we were really strong for the most part. Here's what I'm going to say about Ava. She seems like she's going to be very entertaining, borderline annoying on the feeds. I'm just going to say it now. But potentially very entertaining. But I don't know how strong of a player she's going to be. But the fact that she is focused on the fact that she needs some money, it kind of like adds a little bit more to like her being able to play a little bit. It gives her some more drive. She's going to be someone that tries her hardest to play because she wants and needs the money, but we'll see how it goes. One thing that I do just want to say right now, because it's in my brain, we don't know how some of these special characters that have been announced over the last couple weeks or so are going to work. But I could see someone like her that really needs the money, really wants some money. I am sure whatever that mystery character or masked whatever that's the secret accomplice. Yes, that's what it's called. The secret accomplice that is going to have these extra responsibilities. Typically, extra responsibilities come with extra money. She is someone that would be unsuspecting, potentially. I mean, I'm only 4 people in, but would potentially be unsuspecting of being someone in that role, but wants the money so bad that she would never say no. Something to think about. Okay, up next we have Cliff, but I think he prefers to be called Will. Oh, a women's college basketball podcaster. Interesting.
Who brings the joy, who brings the love, who's a veteran
and just his energy
of
that
22 years in the service.
He just said that he's like a vet. He's going to be able to relate to a lot of people in the house and like build good connections with people, which is obviously like a good thing. Okay. Sometimes that changes though. If they find someone that they can relate to based on that military service, then they typically change their mind and they reveal it, at least to like that one person. I really like him. He has good energy. He seems really with it. Exactly, Sharon.
People who came to the show, but you got a lot of old people act old.
Exactly, Will. A lot of old people that they cast act old, and he does not. I really think that he'll be able to connect with the younger people on the cast. Exactly. And he also looks like he's still pretty physically fit, which means he'll be able to compete. Another person focused on the money.
Get off the couch and do
Marie? A shout out to Marie?
Immunity or one
immunity
advantage. I'm not going to
Survivor fan. Gotcha. That's
on my team. Captain Will's team. I talk about basketball, so I guess I'm building my own basketball team.
Kind of strategy, which I never like. And I also don't like an alliance of 5. That's very close to 6, which then grows to 8, which then grows to steamroll. Okay, so I like him. He's clearly not an actual BB fan. He is definitely more of a Survivor fan, but I'm totally okay with that. It's still someone that's like a fan of a strategical game. He does at least seem somewhat familiar with Big Brother. Like I said, I think that he is going to be someone that can really relate to a lot of different people in the house. I think that he seems to have a really good energy to him, a good personality, and also seems to be physically fit even for his age, so he'll fare decently well in competitions. So I really like him. I think he's a strong contender. Zay is up next. He's another one of the ones on the commercial. Almost positive that he is the friend of the former Survivor player as well. One thing I will say about Zay is I know that... Okay, I don't know if he is a BB superfan, but I know he did not initially apply to be on Big Brother. He initially applied to be on The Amazing Race, but ended up getting cast for Big Brother instead because of this next season of Amazing Race being the former Big Brother player season. So, again, he's familiar with the CBS reality TV shows because he's friends with that guy from Survivor. Obviously, if he auditioned for Amazing Race, he probably likes The Amazing Race. So he probably has some knowledge of Big Brother under his belt. Okay, he just answered his question about strategy, and it's actually something that similar to something that I've always said. If I went on the Big Brother house, I would not have a super solid strategy lined out because the motto of the game is expect the unexpected. if you go in there with a super solid plan and then a twist on night one just completely explodes your plan, you're going to be spiraling. And so essentially he's just saying he doesn't know what to expect yet. So he's going to wait until he's actually in the house, assess the situation. He says he's very adaptable and he's going to form his strategy like once he's in the house, which for me personally, I don't think is a bad idea. Okay, he says he doesn't want to be in a showmance because he knows it can put his game in jeopardy, but I feel like that's what every guy says every season. That eventually ends up in a showmance. Also, this whole hero versus villain question that they seem to be asking them this season is very much giving the old Jeff Schroeder question of, do you want to win the money or be loved by America? And I'm kind of disappointed at the amount of people that are saying they're playing a hero game this season. I need more villains. I need you to go in there with the expectation that you're going to be a villain, because that's more entertaining.
Decided yet if I want to talk about the fact that I do sales. I feel like it can go either way, because I've seen people get targeted for being in sales, but I don't really think I can hold up a lie very well. Like a long term, I feel like it's going to slip, and so part of me feels like I might just get out of the way early and just hope that they don't target me because of it. I actually haven't decided to get my strategy at all going into the house.
He had energy, meaning that like he wasn't boring to listen to, but at the same time he didn't have energy because it was just like very basic bro dude kind of answers. Bro dudes do well in Big Brother time after time though, so I mean, I'm not counting him out, but I'm definitely, like, not excited to watch him or anything. Next, we have Jimmy.
I'm just ready to play, and ready to play to win. I'm not here for the experience, okay? Some people come into the Big Brother house for the experience. Baby, I am here to win because that $750,000 check is going to have my name on it.
Happy to hear it. Happy to hear it. I want people that are here to play. So far, the energy you're giving is a lot, but we'll see how it goes. He keeps saying he has a strong strategic background, both professionally and personally, but hasn't really said how and why.
Have a strategy background, professionally
he just
and
keeps saying
personally.
I need more details there before I believe you. I don't know. I don't think most people would. I know I don't correlate AI with strategy. Like anyone I work with that does anything related to AI, I would not correlate them with like a strategical kind of person.
Something so interesting about being a frenemy with somebody and then turning around and putting them on the block.
Like,
you know what I mean? And then sitting there in front of the entire house telling them exactly what I think of them. So I think that is a really good way to shut somebody up. Also, like a few reads here and there definitely help, but I'm always ready to put somebody in their place.
Strategy wise, it's not going to work out well. He just said he knows how to play people and knows when to win competitions, but he literally just said like 3 questions ago that he feels like that's one of his weaknesses, is that he's not going to know when to win competitions. That's like something that he's concerned about. So, bruh.
Right? I don't want to form the alliance. I want to be in situations where the alliance comes to me. Because that's usually around 6 to 8 people. I want to
6 to 8. Nope. Mackenzie is really getting the smoke from some of these people today. Let me tell you. Sorry, girl. Okay. Overall thoughts on him is that he's really high energy and he doesn't come off as cocky in his, like, personality and things like that, but the answers he was giving maybe more too confident rather than cocky. I think there is a difference, and I think that's going to come back to bite him because he really seems to think that he has this whole thing figured out, and especially given some of the twists that I think we're going to see this year or that are being speculated and things like that, I think it's going to kind of throw him for a loop, and I don't know that he'll be able to kind of be super adaptable in order to pivot strong enough in the way that he thinks that he can.
He was giving some pretty good answers, but then, like I kind of pointed out in an earlier, bit, he would then kind of like contradict himself. So he's giving confidence, but not a lot to back up the confidence thus far. We'll just have to see. He's one to kind of keep an eye on. I'm not necessarily getting like first boot vibes or anything like that, but we'll see. The messiness has me concerned for his game, but excited to watch. I will say that much. I am excited for the mess. Alright, up next we have Catherine. She was another one that was on the leaked video over the weekend.
I can twist a story to make it sound right and to work in my favor, and I have that skill from 4 years at a university, so I am ready to go.
Okay, I agree with what she's saying about the PR skills. However, it sounds like she's probably a recent college grad, so have you actually put those skills to test in real life situations yet? We'll see, but you're on the right track so far.
There have been young people before, but someone with a lot more depth, I think, than anybody that's probably been on this show below 25 before. I've experienced...
It's funny that she says that, because I was actually just sitting here thinking that she seemed really young and really bubbly, but she seems different than the young, bubbly girls that we've had, like, in the past. So it's interesting that she says that she thinks that's what she's going to bring, is that she's going to be a different form of the young, bubbly girls than what we've had before, because I was definitely already getting that vibe. So she's definitely a recruit based on that answer, which is totally fine. But I was already kind of getting that vibe. It does seem like she's at least somewhat aware of what to expect. She said that she's somewhat open to showmances and different things like that. But yeah, 100% a recruit. But I don't know. I kind of like her. I could kind of see her being a decent player, but I'm also concerned for her that this seems to be a really twist-heavy season. And sometimes that adds a lot of confusion for the, like, recruit, more unfamiliar kind of players. So we'll just see how adaptable she is. That's really going to be the big stick for her. Up next we have Keanu, a dungeon master. The freak? Okay, but then he comes on here and says he's a personal trainer. Which I can see, because he's got muscles, but why did it say Dungeon Master on Sharon's copy?
To Dungeon Master as well.
What the frick is a Dungeon Master?
And being a Dungeon Master, you got to step into different
He honestly wasn't giving super fan vibes, but he's mentioning several people from several different varieties of seasons. So even if he's not a true, like, fan of the show, he's 100% done his research. Alright, he wasn't really giving much until a little bit towards the end. He's definitely someone that is mostly focused on winning competitions. He's most excited about the competitions. But at the same time, he's giving recruit energy. But if he is a recruit, he has 100% done his research, because he threw out the Rachel line. He threw out a Kaser line. He mentioned people from a plethora of seasons. One thing I will say I'm worried about, not with just necessarily him, but I'm hearing a lot of the guys be the ones to talk about a big alliance. And this guy specifically mentioned Enzo in season 12. Which, if you know, you know, that's where the Onion Alliance kind of situation kind of starts. And I don't want to see that this season, like, whatsoever. But I am concerned that there's so many of the guys that are already going in there with the mindset that they want a big alliance, because they're going to be the ones to, like, stick together just so they can be in that big alliance. So that's a little bit, I'll be honest, I'm a little bit concerned that there's so many people that want to be in, like, a 6 to 8 person alliance, or that we even have a mention of an Onion Alliance. So we'll see. Up next we have Kelly. She was the other one that I thought may have been an artist. She's a web designer, somewhat close, I think.
So excited to make all these people my friends. Love to not reveal my profession, and, like, I have a couple really successful businesses that I run. So the fact that I've traveled so extensively.
I feel like traveling a lot and just saying that you're a web designer are not two things that you need to lie about. Just because you're someone that travels a lot, there's been plenty of people that have traveled a lot that have done well on Big Brother. It's not necessarily going to make you a target that you like to go on vacations. I have a feeling that what she means is like maybe people will think that she has money, comes from money, different things like that. So like in a way I understand it, but I don't think it's something that you necessarily have to lie about or anything. I think it's actually something that you could use as conversation starter. And then going back to the web design as her occupation and wanting to potentially lie about that, I again understand that she doesn't want to share that she has some successful businesses that she works for or whatever. Again, I think alluding to the fact that maybe she has more money than she wants people to know. But you can still say you're a web designer and just not let people know how successful of a web designer you are. You know what I mean? Okay, she's 100% a recruit, and I fear that she is only here to make friends, which is not it for me. She seems nice, so great, we have a nice person in the house, whatever, but I'm not here for friendship camp this year. No, ma'am. Okay, so I kind of just said how I feel about her in general. She keeps saying she's a quirky, fun person. 100% I'm getting that vibe. You can still be a quirky, fun person and want to play this game really hard and not have forming friendships be your number one top focus going into a game for $750,000. So yeah, it's not that I necessarily dislike her or anything. She's just definitely not someone that I'm excited to watch. Up next we have Lauren. If I'm remembering correctly, she's the youngest one on the cast. Okay, so I just watched Lauren, and to be honest, I didn't have a lot of reactions for her interview because it really wasn't giving much to me. Yeah, I'm excited to know that she is a super fan. It seems like she truly is. She named some older seasons. Sometimes that's kind of like a dead giveaway. She's young. She was seeming like lower energy than what I was expecting, which is not necessarily a bad thing. She definitely gave some good answers, but it just wasn't like all that exciting. So I think she'll definitely be someone, it might work out well for her. She might be someone that just coasts for a while, and then since she is a super fan, she can kind of turn it on in the end. I don't know, but I don't have like a lot of strong thoughts, feelings, and opinions about her. Up next is Mickey. I've been excited to see hers. Okay, I like Mickey. I like her energy. Giving recruit vibes, for sure. Mostly seems excited for just the opportunity. I think that her strategy is that she wants to lay low, and I just don't think she has the personality to do that because it's a very bright, warm, bubbly, welcoming personality. She will stand out in a room. People are going to gravitate towards her and know who she is. So I don't think that strategy is going to work well for her. But so far, I like her. She's really fun. I consider myself a
super fan. No, I have become a fan over the past couple of years. Yes, I do remember some episodes when I was a kid, and then I remember most recently starting to watch everything when we hit season 24 is when I started getting locked back in again.
Okay, she's only watched the last couple seasons because she's a recruit and things. But she has a really fun personality, but she like talk. Super fast talker. Her talking quickly in a whisper is gonna be diabolical on the feeds. Okay, overall thoughts on her. I think she'll be fun to watch. I think she'll bring some entertainment and fun to the show and to the feeds. I'm not getting a real strong strategical vibe, so there's that. Like, she said that she does want to win, but then earlier on in the interview, she said that she was here for the opportunity. So, you know, if you know, you know. But overall, she just seemed really fun. I think that going into it knowing that I'm not expecting her to be a super strategical player will just allow me to enjoy her personality and her presence in the house. And actually, if you want me to be 100% honest, if you watched BBOTT, she is very much giving strong Nene vibes. That kind of personality. That, like, she's older than the youngest set of people. She's right there in the middle of the age demographic of the season. But she can, like, she has a little bit of an old soul to her, but she's still up to date on all the trends and all the things. And she has a really fun, warm, welcoming personality. And she's got a little bit of sass to her. She's also got some physicality to her. Like, that's 100% who she's reminding me of. I said Nene, and I meant Neely. Morgan is going to be our next person. A gamer. Bring some strategy to the table. She said she wants to keep her gamer occupation a secret, and she's only going to reveal the model occupation. I would need to know what kind of a gamer you are to consider you a threat. Because not every game is necessarily strategical in the same way that Big Brother is. How did she watch seasons 5 and 6 when she was in high school? It must have been like whenever it was on streaming, because I'm 33 and I was a child during season 5 and 6. Yeah. I was in high school during like the 10 to 12-ish era. Interesting. I don't know. I feel like that's definitely also when we were in high school, was definitely before this was available on streaming services. I don't know. But what kind of gamer are you? What kind of games do you play? Because saying that you're going to rely on your social game, your social skills, and then also have in your back pocket that you're a gamer girl, what kind of gamer girl are we talking about? Is there strategy involved or is there not? Oh, finally. Okay, see, a shooter game. A Pew Pew game does not relate to Big Brother strategy. I would not only rely on your gamer skills, since that's the game that you're focusing heavily on right now. Okay. So, I like Morgan's personality. She seems fun. And I'm not going to say that I think that she can't be a strategical player, because that's not what I mean. What I mean is, consistently throughout this interview, she just kept mentioning the fact that she's a gamer girl. And she's talked about how, like, she's competed at big gaming events and all these different things. But then whenever she was talking about specifically what kind of game she plays, it was a Pew Pew game, which does not correlate to a strategical game like Big Brother. I'm not saying there is no strategy involved in those games at all. That's not true. But it's not the same kind of strategy. You know, it's not like she's someone that's playing freaking all, like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with QT from The Circle. And Battle Camp, and now she's getting ready to be on Perfect Match. She's a Big Brother superfan. She originally had wanted to be on Big Brother instead of The Circle. Didn't work out. I digress. She goes and, like, she is also a gamer girl and a book girl, and she goes and plays, like, these real life strategical games, like, once a month or every other weekend or something like that. So it's like, that would correlate to the game of Big Brother, to where playing Pew Pew video games, while I'm impressed that you're on this season and apparently are a very, like, big professional gamer, that's really cool. Relying on that as your strategy is not that smart to me. I would love for her to prove me wrong, because like I said, I really like her personality and I think she's going to be fun to watch. I just am concerned. Riley is up next. Oklahoma, professional bull rider. High energy. Seems like he has, like, a really kind personality. Doesn't want to come off too strong. I think he could be like a fun cowboy situation. It really does seem like he's a super fan. He's talking about how he's going to take different elements from different players. Yeah. I think he is a true super fan. But probably like a casual super fan. I highly doubt he's a live feeder in the Reddits, on the Blue Skies, all of that kind of stuff. He's probably like a casual super fan. He doesn't want to make any enemies at all. Meh. Okay, for Riley, he seems nice. He seems kind. He did seem like he had watched quite a bit of the show, but he hasn't actually mentioned a whole lot of people. So I don't know, but he seems like he's just gonna be... I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be able to handle it, to be honest. He seems a little bit too, like, kind of naive almost, in a way. Vince is our next one. And he's unemployed, so I bet he needs money. Yes. Vince is one of us. He's been a live feeder since season 18. One less season than me. Welcome, Vince. I'm so excited for you.
Coming into the Big Brother house
he
is
just
to
talked about his strategy,
compartmentalize this game.
I love it.
Down
I also
into
have to tell you that just based on like
mini games
photos,
of Big Brother.
age, and name, my husband picked him as his winner, and he's actually pretty good at doing that. He's been pretty successful. But his strategy of just like focusing week by week, yes. As long as he sticks to that, that is a good strategy going in. Because then you can pivot and adapt every week. If there's a hiccup this week, as long as you survive, you switch things up a little bit the next week. You don't have to sit there and think of yourself being tied down to one strategy, one person, one whatever for the entirety of the season when you go in with this mindset, which is exactly what I think, in my personal opinion, you need to do.
Okay, new angle unlocked because my phone is dying because these videos are taking forever, but I think we only have one more after Vince. And okay, let's chat about Vince. I actually really like him. I feel like these last few people here have kind of been feeling like, not duds, because I can see that they'll bring some at least entertainment and value to the season, but I haven't been like excited to watch them play. I've just been more so excited to watch them be in the house. I'm excited to watch Vince play. If what he is saying is true about his strategy plan, I think that he has a good strategy going in. I also think that he has a very mellow, chill, but likable personality, which means that he's going to be able to probably coast for a good couple of weeks, I would say. Yeah, I don't know. I really liked Vince. I really liked him, so I'm very excited to watch him play. Was not expecting that based off of the photos. I'll be 100% honest. Our last one is Zach. Okay, so Zach is one of the people that was on the leaked commercial this weekend, and I'll be honest, after finding out some of the stuff about him, I wasn't super excited, but he was just talking about some of his strategy, and part of it being that he wants to be able to have conversations and relationships with
really
everyone
interested
in
in
the
getting
house.
to know all their deepest,
Smart.
darkest secrets.
If you are a member of Brittany's Patreon Skank Tank, you know that that is something that she says was her downfall in every season and every show that she's been on, is that she would not always have connections with every single person in the house. And she actually has also said that that's something that makes Dan one of the best players, is because he always has a connection with everyone in the house. So that's good. And he elaborated on how he was going to do that and different things like that, but let's keep watching. I'm a little bit more intrigued now than I was over the weekend. The kicker for me is gonna be, is he willing to backstab? Because see, he's saying that he's gonna make sure everyone knows that he's a pastor's kid week 1. But are you actually gonna follow that like moral high compass? Or are you here to play a cutthroat game? I mean, he's saying that he wants to be in like a gajillion alliances. You can't stay true and honest to all of them. So surely that means he's willing to backstab, right? Definitely not a super fan. He's really only been mentioning people from last season. So he's new. But hey, if production gave them season 26 to watch, I know from an interview I did with Kenny from season 26 that they didn't give them seasons to watch last year. They wouldn't let them watch seasons. If they made them watch seasons this year and gave them 26, I'm not mad about it, because I personally think that 26
somebody
was a
that
good
needs
season.
me as a pawn when it comes to
not
an alliance,
afraid
I'm
to
not
be
afraid
a
to
pawn.
do it if it is for the...
No, that would be the downfall of showing them last season, is there was a lot of agreeing to be pawns. And there were several times that it worked out for them last season, but that was not the typical way that being a pawn works. Okay, Zach was our last person. He was very kind of bleh to me. He said he was willing to be the villain, said he's willing to turn on people. I'll believe it when I see it. I can definitely see him being someone that plays up the pastor kid vibe a little bit more than what I like to watch on TV. But he seems like he's a nice person and whatever, but I'm not sure how much strategy, gameplay, and things of that nature that he's actually going to bring to the table. Okay, you guys, I know in my intro I said I was going to do some extra things after we finished watching everyone, but this took way longer than I expected it to. So I will do that tomorrow, because right now I need to jump into editing this video so I can actually get it uploaded here today on the actual cast reveal day, because that was the ultimate goal. So I'm going to bid you adieu for now, but tomorrow I will have another video up to get us through until our premiere the next day. Overall though, I'm really excited for this cast. Even the people that I was kind of like meh about, it wasn't like I totally hated or disliked them, or that they immediately got on my nerves, because trust me, that typically does happen for me. But we'll see how it is once they're actually all in there interacting together. We'll see how they are on the live feeds. But this honestly has me even more pumped for the season to start. Make sure you let me know what you think of the new cast. Who do you like? Who are you kind of questioning? Who do you dislike? And I will be back with another video tomorrow. And then on Friday, I will have a video up sharing all my thoughts of premiere night and everything like that. If you are tuning into Big Brother this season and you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because I will be bringing you weekly videos, deep dives, live video chats, all the things, all the content you need for this season of Big Brother. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.